Let's go to tight end. This is the department that Geoff and Pearce obviously shine in. Despite failing to catch a potential game-winning 2-point conversion in, well, let's see, last couple weeks, right? 2 out of the last 3 weeks. Mark Andrews has 24 targets, has a total of 70 fantasy points in the past 2 weeks. So this week, he's $7,000 against Cincinnati. We know what a big divisional battle this is. If you look back, though, at their first matchup in Week 7, Andrews with just 3 grabs for 48 yards. That's under 8 fantasy points. So chase or fade that. Despite a great last couple of weeks, you should fade Andrews against the Bengals, Pearce.
Fade Mark Andrews against the 26th ranked against tight end defense in the Bengals, 25th most fantasy points allowed, which sounds crazy to do the fade, especially if Huntley plays. But it looks like Lamar's going to play. And even if Huntley plays, I'm still going to stay firmly on team tight end punt. You've got plenty of options. Zach Gentry is going to fill in for Pat Freiermuth this week. CJ Uzomah is going to go against the Baltimore team that struggles against tight ends. James O'Shaughnessy led Jacksonville in receiving last week. And then last on my list, Cole Comet. He got an early week price. He exploded in his game. He gets a really good matchup against the Seattle team that struggles against tight end. Andrews, good spot, but this is a punt tight end week.
Steve, no matter whether it's Lamar Jackson or Huntley under center, like he's going to be a featured target.
Yeah, no doubt. But the only thing is, like, I just can't get over the fact of like paying over 7K or at 7K for a tight end. Like you have Rob Gronkowski, who's probably going to be a target monster this week. He's $800 cheaper going up against the Carolina Panthers, who are another team that struggles against that position. But then you have someone like, Dallas Goddard, who just went crazy last night, 5,100 against the Giants. That wasn't adjusted because they hadn't played. Even someone like, Gerald Everett. I keep bringing this name up, but like he just keeps getting targets. I don't know why he keeps getting targets, but Seattle wants to throw to him. If they want to throw to him, I'll take him at 3,700. His price point has just not moved for weeks now, despite the target share on the rise. So Andrews is an attractive option. If you're paying down to some of these other positions, it's easy to get, Andrews in. But if I'm paying up, it's not going to be someone like Andrews. It's going to be someone like for Cooper Kupp or for one of these more expensive wide receivers.
Yeah, Geoff, I know you don't like paying up for tight ends. You got Kittle playing on Thursday. Kelsey's status is in doubt for Sunday. So this man is the top choice on paper. You brave enough to do it?
I mean, look, Pearce said this is a punt. Every week is a punt week when we're talking tight end for me. But look, you're basically asking for the game to work out exactly how it did last week for Baltimore. I think there is a good chance that, like, since he gets a lead and then you see Mark Andrews get 12 targets again. But the price is up now. And, like, realistically, I mean, how many times can that game fly? There's also a lot of different scenarios where Tyler Huntley regresses, Lamar Jackson plays, and he's so bad that he can't even get Mark Andrews the ball. I think there's a couple players I like better than Mark Andrews. Dallas Goddard, we've already mentioned. New York Giants are not good against the tight end position either. Dallas Goddard finally starting to look like Mark Andrews, basically, averaging like 18 yards per catch over his last few games. We've always talked about this guy has the athleticism, and it's finally starting to show through. I think Philly puts the beat down on the Giants this week. And then Pearce mentioned Cole Komet. This is a great matchup against Seattle. They're second worst in terms of yards per pass attempt against over the last 3 games. I think that Cole Komet's in his place where he could get 10-plus targets, potentially even push for like 100 yards. I think Cole Komet is a breakout player eventually, and this is the spot that it'll happen if it does happen this year.